the challenges younger generation faces today, and what are the ways parents can be equipped to deal with those? What are the ways in which they should arm themselves to be good parents and not be just parents who are following progress in schools?
You will be surprised, Mr. Harsh, how many students have told me, I feel my parents love me only when I get above 90%. Think of the gravity of that statement. We know it is not true. No parent would stop loving his child because he didn't get 90%. In fact, the parent would be willing to and is making so many sacrifices, doing so much for the child. But it is not, I always say it is not enough to love somebody. The love should reach that somebody should feel loved. Now, for whatever the reason, the love is not reaching the child. If he gets that 92%, he sees that thrill on his father's face. He's calling up people, he's telling them, see, my son did this, so it's so great. Whatever you want, I'm willing to give you. The day he comes with 65% marks, father gets so irritated, so angry. Even if somebody else is asking, what happened to your son? What was happened? All that, as though he's just, not worth even talking about. So starting from there, giving that feeling to the child that you are loved unconditionally, nothing to do with your marks. And that also brings us to this, as I was just mentioning to you a minute back. Why is it that every second person wants their child to become a software engineer? I jokingly tell people that one fine day you become a software engineer and you're going to office and you have a puncture and there's no stepney. You go to the puncture repair fellow, he'll say, 1,000 rupees, could you, sir? You say, for a puncture you want 1,000. Why? Because all other puncture repair fellows have become software engineer. I have a monopoly. I can charge whatever I want. But this is in a light-hearted manner, but that's exactly what is going to happen. Nobody seems to be looking at it. Right. So if you have a child, your child is unique. Your child may be creative, your child may be interpersonal, your child may be having good concentration and memory, your child may be having good general knowledge, your child may be having team spirit or leadership spirit. Nurture those and match them to the right careers and see how he will zoom ahead. Today's children in a country like India can make tons of money in any profession that they are good at. I have a student who in PUC decided that she wants to be a herpetologist. 15 years back, I didn't even know the meaning of herpetologist. I had to look it up in the dictionary. Even Google was not there at that time. And I found out that a herpetologist is a person who studies snakes and reptiles.
That's right.
I said, you want to make a career out of herpetology? She said, yes. I said, to the best of my knowledge, there is no course which makes you a herpetologist anywhere in the country. She said, yes. I found out that there's one in New Zealand. And those days, mind you, when it was not that easy to Google or something, she had found out that there is a university in New Zealand which has a specific course specializing in study of herpetology. She went there, to cut a long story short, she went there, she graduated from there. And today she is working for a multinational, which is a sister concern of that Animal Planet company. And her salary is at least 3 times or 5 times more than the best of software engineers. And most important, she's enjoying her work.
Yes. The passion and profession coming together.
Yes. As a parent, I need to have that open-mindedness. I cannot be stuck and say, 30 years back, I wanted to be an IAS officer. I did not succeed, so I will push my son and make him an IAS officer. It doesn't work that way. In fact, the child can get very upset with you, and the child can go off track if you are doing that. Same thing with behavior. See, there's always been this thing of generation gap. So you have people who are, children who are very well behaved and who are very disciplined. You have children who are very naughty, very hyperactive. All I request parents is differentiate between unwanted behavior and unacceptable behavior. There are certain things which you can say, no, this is not acceptable. Supposing he is violent, supposing he is stealing things from somebody else. He says, sorry, this is unacceptable. I'm just not going. But if he wants to spike his hair or, do something like that, or put on some funny t-shirt with some obscene message on it and all that. You can say, this is unwanted. I don't like it. I would be happy if you don't do it, but if it's so important to you, go ahead. It's not something illegal or immoral. Go ahead with it. Knowing that, I'm not very happy with it. So if you can learn these very basic things of discipline, interacting with the children. And finally, I would even say, today's children know much more than their parents in almost every field. Why don't we open out and learn from them instead of all the time trying to show off that I know better than you?
Yeah.
One of the greatest psychologists from whom I've learned a lot of lessons is this person called Dennis the Menace. There's a cartoon in which Dennis is looking at his mother and saying, why is it that whenever you say, we need to talk, it is only you who is doing the talking? Think it over.